Welcome, guys, to yet another session of CUT Achievers. Today, I have the honor of having with me Ashok, who is from St. Stephens College. Ashok, please introduce yourself to our viewers.
Thank you for having me here. Hello, everyone. I am Ashok Bhatt. I'm from Dehradun, Uttarakhand, and I'm currently pursuing a Bachelor of Arts with a major in political science and a minor in history from St. Stephen's College, University of Delhi.
That's great, Ashok. First of all, heartiest congratulations to you for converting St. Stephens, which is dream college for everyone in this country. So a big congratulations for that. And Ashok, please share your CUT scores with our viewers.
Thank you for the commendation. My CUET score as a net total was 787 on 800.
Amazing.
So yeah,
So, did you score complete 100 percentile in some of your subjects?
I did score that in 3 of my subjects. That was English, chemistry, and computer science. I appeared for the subjects that I had in class 12 that were physics, chemistry, mathematics, computer science. Additionally, I also appeared in English and general test and managed to do fairly well in them.
That's great. Very good, Ashok. So tell us about your journey. Like, when did you decide that you will appear for CUT? And this time, this was the first time that this exam was introduced. So there were many apprehensions regarding this. So how was your journey and how did you handle all this?
Well, honestly speaking, I think my journey begins back in 2020 when we went into the 11th standard and we chose a particular stream. So I chose the sciences not only because I had an interest in it, but also because I found it comfortable and something that I could score marks in. Right. So I
Right.
managed to get 99% in my ISC class 12th examinations, which I thought would be enough for getting admission. But then CUET was introduced in 2022, which is
So
all
here I
something new
have a
to us.
question. You were fully prepped up with ISC score that okay, now I can get every college on this percentage. Like this is the expectation that everyone has. But then all of a sudden an exam is introduced and you have to appear for it, you have to prepare for it. So how was that phase?
Yeah, of course. When you've devoted 2 years of your life as in for a particular objective, then you suddenly, when there is a change in circumstances, you need to reorient yourself towards
Right.
a different direction. And of course, that makes you uncomfortable at first, but because the situation demands it, then yes, you try to adapt to it.
So how was your
So yeah,
adaptation? So you got to know the exam is there. So how did you start preparing for it? Like you did some research because that is the first step before starting with the preparation or implementation of any strategy. So how was that phase?
right. I think this is goes for any competitive examination or perhaps any school examination also, such as the boards, that one needs to be very thorough with the syllabus, right?
Right.
So as in, I had printed copies of the syllabus with me. So as I would go over the topics, I would keep on marking on them because so that I knew how much progress I had made and if I was achieving the daily targets. So in
Right.
that way, I was constantly checking my progress.
That's great. So Ashok, you got into the college of your dreams. So how was your first day? Like it must be very, interesting, exciting. The college you have ever dreamt of. You must have seen that in movies and shows, and you are there as a student and not as a visitor. So how was that feeling?
It is as in the first instance when you see the building and you see those green lawns, it does appear quite different. It does appear quite heavily at first because it is so sparsely populated and it is so quiet and peaceful. But as you meet new people, in fact, I think that my best experience that I had on the first day was meeting so many new people, right? Which was such a big learning experience in itself. I met people from different parts of India. I met people who were from other parts of the world. I met people who spoke different languages, and perhaps it was that feeling that yes, we've come to this college and now we'll spend the next 3 to 4 years together, that yes, really binds us together. And they are very good friends of mine, and I hope continue to be.
So, like Stephens has best minds from all over the country, right? So I think that would be a very competitive environment. So how about that?
Surely. I think any educational institution is a competitive environment, but it also must be a very healthy competition.
Right.
Right. right? Because everyone here, and it's not just about competition when it comes to academics, but even in extracurricular activities. Because Stephens gives you such a rich and such a rich tradition and diversity of activities that you can engage yourself in. The extracurricular activities, you've got the Shakespeare, the
तो
Sabha, which are
अशोक
the
टेल अस मोर, लाइक हमें और बताइए कि क्या एक्स्ट्रा करिकुलर एक्टिविटीज ऑफर होती है सेंट स्टीफेंस में, और उसको परस्यू करने के लिए क्या क्राइटेरिया होता है? कैन एनीवन गो एंड बी पार्ट ऑफ एनी सोसाइटी, और इज देयर सम प्रोसीजर फॉलोड फॉर द सेम?
No, no, it's a they are open societies. As in, if you look at the debating society, it's a completely open society. You can turn up in the mock debates, be a part of a team, and then they'll have you there and they'll grade you. So there is no particular audition. Of course, we have some for certain society, as in the music society, we have certain auditions because they demand it, because the society demands people who are trained to be a part of it. But yes, for other societies, in fact, the most interesting thing is that we even have a frisbee society called Havabaz in our
वाह!
college. Something quite distinctive, yes.
Right, that's amazing. So, Ashok, tell us more about like how was your D day of CUT? Like you don't have any other, president कि कैसे पेपर आएगा, क्या होगा, and all of a sudden you are appearing there. So वो कैसा था?
Actually, I remember I gave my exam in two phases. मेरा actually जो पहला था, that was on the 7th of August, and I think I was giving chemistry and physics in that order. और दूसरा 10th of this was in the afternoon, and on the 10th of August I had English, mathematics, computer science, and general test again in that order in the morning, right?
Right.
So और actually CUET का एक बहुत ही important characteristic है, it tends to test your tenacity a lot. आपका determination, because you need to be lively with after every session. After you devote yourself to a particular subject for 45 or for 45 minutes or 1 hour, you need to gather that much of determination कि you can switch to another subject.
Right.
Right? So all those concepts आपका इतना clear होना चाहिए कि it becomes automatic at that time. Because जो break होता है is 1 or 2 minutes, and you need to gather yourself from the exhaustion of the previous paper to move on to the next.
So what was your preparation strategy? Like you had to start from scratch, what did you follow? Like people give all sort of suggestions, some watch YouTube videos, some refer to some books. What was your prep strategy?
See, right in the beginning, as I think सभी candidates के साथ होता है, मैं भी बिल्कुल clueless था कि how do I begin, right? Because इतने सारे resources हैं, the market is full of books and mock papers, but how do I begin? So I thought कि let's begin with the basics. Let's start with the NCRTs, and perhaps I think that was the best decision I made. क्योंकि I just revised, I first read the NCRTs and I revised and kept on revising them. और एक बार when I had a thorough understanding, I did a few mock papers. And then we had the NCRT exemplar questions, if one's a better and a much more deeper understanding of the discipline. Otherwise, I think NCRTs are actually a wonderful thing to begin with. Or it's, in fact, the books are designed in such a way that it acts like a guide. It knows that the student is preparing in such a way, so they'll guide you in that particular direction.
So अशोक, लोगों के माइंड में बहुत कंफ्यूजन है व्हेन इट कम्स टू सेंट स्टीफन स्पेसिफिकली कि उसका एडमिशन प्रोसीजर हैज बीन डिफरेंट फ्रॉम अदर कॉलेजेस इन पास्ट इयर्स दैट वी हैव विटनेस्ड, एंड नाउ सिंस वी हैव CUT फ्रॉम दिस ईयर, सो इज इट स्टिल डिफरेंट? क्या चेंजेस आए एडमिशन प्रोसेस में, एंड व्हाट आर द एप्रीहेंशंस रिगार्डिंग इट?
I think, yes, till last year, the thing was that we had the merit list, as in the cutoffs that were prepared on the basis of the class 12 percentages.
राइट.
उसके बाद क्या कहते हैं, written test होता था, and उसके बाद आपका interview होता था. However, with the introduction of CUET, क्योंकि ये एक pan India test है, तो percentages का तो of course आप value कम कर दिया गया है. उसके बाद the written test in St. Stephens has been removed, and the interview also for the unreserved categories does not take place. It is only for the minority category, because St. Stephens happens to be a minority institution.
ओके.
So under the Indian Constitution, the rights that are granted to it to manage its own affairs, uske under it conducts interviews for the minority category students.
Okay, so if you are a general category student, you need not apply for, you won't go through an interview process. But if you're applying through minority, you will appear for an interview, right?
Yes, because even this matter actually went to the Supreme Court when the college was demanding an interview for all the students.
Okay.
लेकिन फिर सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने डिसीजन किया कि बिकॉज सीयूईटी इज सच अ नेशनल एग्जाम, तो फिर उसका कोई नेसेसिटी है नहीं, तो द इंटरव्यू was done away with for the unreserved category students, and it continues to be held for the minority category students.
ओके, सो अशोक, अब आप हमें बताइए कैसा आपका ट्रांजिशन रहा फ्रॉम अ स्कूल गोइंग बॉय टू अ कॉलेज गाय, लाइक हाउ इज द ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन, व्हाट्स द डिफरेंस बिटवीन स्कूल एंड कॉलेज लाइफ?
देखिए, आई थिंक द सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट ट्रांजिशन तो इट हैपेंस विद, ऑफ कोर्स, ये आपका जो एनवायरनमेंट है, दैट मिलियू एक्चुअली चेंजेस, बिकॉज स्कूल में you're relatively free, you have your guardians always with you, teachers हैं who are like protective figures in your life. लेकिन जैसे ही कॉलेज में ट्रांजिशन आता है, बिकॉज यू आर अवे फ्रॉम होम, तो द ऑल द रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज फॉलोइंग यू. सो अगर क्या कहते हैं, इफ यू फॉल सिक, दैट इज योर रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी, यू नीड टू रिकवर. अगर क्लासेस मिस हो जाती हैं, दैट इज योर रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी. इफ यू मिस दैट मेट्रो एंड गेट लेट टू क्लास, that is your responsibility. Agar if you run out on the budget, that is also your responsibility. So college in that way is a very formative institution कि वो आपको help करता है to organize your life.
So with great freedom comes great responsibility, right?
I, exactly.
Yeah. So Ashok, like how many months you are into the college now?
Well, it's about to be 3 months. I think ज़्यादा time नहीं बचा है, because we are going to start with our semester examinations in the
Okay.
end of February till mid-March.
Okay. So how is your experience? कैसे गए आपके first 3 months? I hope they must be very exciting and challenging at the same time. तो कैसा experience था वो?
एक्चुअली क्या कहते हैं कि अभी लगता ही नहीं है कि 3 months हुआ है. इट्स लाइक अभी एक वीक हुआ है कॉलेज में, एंड वी स्टिल ट्राइंग टू अडेप्ट टू कॉलेज. बिकॉज आई ऑलवेज थिंक कि नो मैटर हाउ मेनी टाइम्स यू ट्राई, और आप कितना भी ट्राई कर लेंगे, तो इट इज कॉलेज गिव्स यू सो मच ऑफ थिंग्स कि यू कैन नेवर से कि आई हैव हैड इट ऑल इनफ.
Right. So
इट्स
it's
ऑलवेज
always the
नेवर
less.
एंडिंग. It's always less. Every day I find something new.
So your story reminds me of my college days, how I was a UG student. So it's all nostalgic. So Ashok, any piece of advice that you would like to share with people who are preparing for CUT in 2023? Like how should they prepare? When is the right time to prepare and so on?
देखिए, आई थिंक बिकॉज सीयूईटी का जो सिलेबस है, दैट इज मेनली योर क्लास 12 सिलेबस, तो आपको क्या कहते हैं, ज्यादा यू डोंट नीड टू वरी अबाउट इट. बहुत ज्यादा इट विल बी अ वेरी स्मूथ सेल होता है इफ यू आर थरो विद द कॉन्सेप्ट, स्टडी द एनसीईआरटीज, बिकॉज you have the state boards also, ISC also, लेकिन NCRTs of course you should be very well with it. उसके अलावा आई थिंक इट्स फेयरली इजी, बिकॉज क्लास 12 है तो, एंड पीपल ऑफ कोर्स स्टडी फॉर द बोर्ड्स आल्सो, तो कोई ज्यादा वरी करने की कोई जरूरत नहीं है. जस्ट be calm, of course, study well and be calm. That is my mantra when I appear in any competitive examination, because
Yeah,
more than just preparing for it is also how you appear in it. Because when time management ka pressure aata hai, when you have that
that's very
environment, when you
important.
see those questions, because when the question loads, उसमें आपको लगता है कि because your mindset changes, because if you see a difficult question and then you get stuck at it, you should know how to rebound.
Yeah, exactly. Very well said. Thank you, Ashok. Thank you for, taking out time for sharing your experience with everyone out there. I hope they will take cues from it and will implement them. So thank you so much.
Thank you very much for having me.